Nvidia has made a major rebound this week, up almost 7%. This comes after Nvidia was in a bearish trend, headed to new fresh lows, and then the ceasefire deal came through and sent stocks and semis surging. Now, as sentiment shifts to bullish, there's something on the chart that is giving me hesitation, and I want to go ahead in this video and show you exactly what I'm watching for Nvidia. If this trigger signals, it would be a bearish sign for the stock. My name is Helene Markham, and for the past 10 years, I've been working with trading legend Chuck Hughes. He's my stepdad, and I learned everything from him. I help to manage stock and option trade alert services, and my goal here today is to help you become a more successful trader. If you haven't already, go ahead, give a like and subscribe, but let's go ahead and jump into the charts. Before getting into that signal that I'm watching really closely, let's just look at the broader picture for Nvidia. It's been in a wide consolidation range since July of last year. I mean, we're trading just about the same level that we were at this time in end of July 2025. We can see a number of times Nvidia tried to break above that level right around around 210. We can see it tried to break up and out and it failed, trade back down into the range. And then just as recently as about a week ago, we can see that it tried to break down and out of this range, hitting around that 165 level in the middle of that correction. And the ceasefire deal came in just in time, right? The stock had bounced towards that middle counter channel, towards a 20-day EMA, tested that level. Typically, that's a make or break level for a stock, right? When it's in a downtrend, it's going to trade up to that level and then bounce lower. But the ceasefire deal came through as a catalyst for Nvidia and other semis to trade higher. That's exactly what we saw. Now let's zoom in on some more recent price action so I can show you that concerning signal that looks like it's about to be triggered. Okay, here's the most recent price action for Nvidia, right? As I had mentioned, we were in that correction. We were seeing lower highs, lower lows on this downward trend. And we can see that the stock appeared to bottom out in the short term right around 164, right? We see the price action higher as it went from oversold conditions back into to what would be the counter channels towards that 20-day EMA. It was staying around that 20-day EMA as we waited for news on a ceasefire deal with Iran. We got that news, it broke up and higher. Now, yes, I see that the short-term trend is turning bullish, right? We see new fresh highs for Nvidia. It's taken out the more recent highs from March. But there's one very concerning thing on this chart that I'm seeing, and it's these two lines right here. The blue line is the 50-day moving average, and the red line is the 200-day moving average. Now, it looks like the 200-day moving average is, as you can see, closing in on that 50-day moving average. And if the 200-day moving average trades above the 50-day, well, that is called a death cross. And that confirms a long-term downtrend and further price action down for a stock. Yes, I know it sounds a bit dramatic, but this is a signal that is broadly used and watched within the stock market, within the trading group. And so I hesitate to really get bullish on Nvidia, especially as it's closing in on this signal. Now, if Nvidia continues to trade higher from here, I think it might be able to avoid the death cross. But if we see a pause in the uptrend, even consolidation sideways or down, I think that this trend could flip and we could see further lows down for Nvidia. What are you thinking is going to happen with Nvidia? Do you think it's headed higher or do you think it's headed lower from here? My thoughts on Nvidia are that although we've seen this downtrend, right, this confirmed downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, the rally that we've seen after the ceasefire deal and also the rally that we've seen in the semiconductor stocks, right? Broadly speaking, money and buyers have been pushing into these semis. We've seen it just hit a new 52-week high. That's extremely bullish for these semiconductor stocks, for Nvidia. I think that it's going to be enough to push Nvidia high enough, fast enough to avoid this death cross and to avoid new lows in the short term. Personally, I think that Nvidia is headed higher. It's a fan favorite. It's a trader's favorite. There's so much positive sentiment around the stock that I think that it's going to be able to push higher from here. What are your thoughts though? I want to know, do you think Nvidia is headed higher or lower from here? Let me know in the comments, guys. Nvidia is on the edge of a major move, right? It's either going to trade higher and keep going to new highs or trade down and break down from here. I think only time can tell. I'm going to be watching closely. For more information about what I'm watching and maybe when I see significant confirmation in either direction about NVIDIA, go ahead and sign up for my free newsletter. It's a weekly newsletter with setups and stock and option trading tips and tricks. It is in my profile, guys. But what are you thinking? What is the future for NVIDIA? Also, are there any stocks that you want me to break down? I'd love to go ahead and do those in future videos for you guys. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.